All right. The next piece here is talking about community expectations. That first bit was just to kind of paint the picture. Are you guys seeing similar numbers? Percentage-wise, maybe the numbers aren't right, but percentage-wise, I see a yes. Right. So these aren't really shocking. Right. And you know, like I said, out of 7,520 runs, I mean, that's okay run volume. It's not, you know, we're not the city of Cincinnati or anything like that. But it's impactful, right? Any questions so far on that review? Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Director Meloy. He's going to discuss here how the community really expects us, to respond.
Thank you, Chief. One of the things we noticed, we were in Wilmington, North Carolina. We had the honor to be down there. And Chief said it. We started looking at the data that they were presenting. It became really evident. He just acknowledged the fact that you guys are seeing the same numbers. We're standing there, and all the smart people are putting up all the charts and all the statistics, and we said you could just overlay Hamilton County with Wilmington, and it's the same trends, the same spikes, the same valleys, the same information. You just could change the name at the top. And I see head shaking. You're right. I mean, this is we're all fighting this fight, which in turn kind of lends back to my first comment up here. Public safety for our communities demands a constant review. We can't settle. We can't rest on laurels. You can't say, well, you know what, I'm a good fill in the blank. I'm a great fire agency. I'm great EMS. I'm great police. We can't rest because this is a dynamic, changing, evolving piece. When I was the chief of police, we saw heroin transition into the late 2000s, really starting. I mean, we went from cocaine and crack and pills and some LSD, and it went boom. It dropped off, and it went straight to heroin and marijuana. About 2009. Just as a little bit of, I spent 25 years with the police department, the last 6.5 as the chief, got promoted to director, took over police and fire in 2013, and then got promoted just a couple months ago to the administrator. So I still serve in the director of public safety role, overseeing police and fire while taking on the responsibility of the whole community. So people are expecting us to do something. How many different community events or opportunities living in a neighborhood do the people come up to you? You could be talking about something completely different, and they ask you, well, what about the heroin problem? You know, we had a community engagement event on November 29th, and we broke up into our groups, and we all had a representative from the community or from the township speaking within the groups. Name your top 3 problems. You guys do this. Top 3 problems. Guess what one of the problems was? Heroin. And one of the things that I learned sitting in the group, and we're not supposed to talk, we're just supposed to listen, is that as much as we've done over the last 18 months to really change the way that we respond to this problem, people in that room that night had no idea that we were doing anything. And we got Associated Press, USA Today, local TV, all these different folks are coming in and talking to us, but our community's not seeing it. So like, it was a learning lesson. As hard as we're working, our community doesn't know, so they wonder what the heck we're doing, because the conversation in the room was, oh, they're probably not doing anything, right? Well, it's too big. It's too big of a problem. How do you start? And I just sat and listened, and because that was our goal, just to listen to the issues. But I said, you know what? At the end, I said, just Google Coleraine and QRT. I said, don't Google anything else. I said, you might find out and be kind of proud that we are doing something to this. But there's an expectation from the community that we are doing something. We should be doing something. The problem is, what we've found is there's a lot of people that don't know what to do. Fair. It's absolutely fair. The reason that we're doing something today is in 2013 I took the job. I wasn't as empathetic as I am today. I wasn't as understanding of the greater problem. We were a problem-solving police department in 2007 when I took over the chief's job to my tenure in 2013. But it kind of overwhelms you, doesn't it? I mean, your overdose runs, burglaries, car break-ins, copper thefts, it's kicking your tail. And you're just chasing. To the point that you're so busy, even when the overdose death occurs, you might not have the manpower or the time. You may not even make that run. Because it's just what? An overdose death. We're the second busiest community in Hamilton County outside the city of Cincinnati. The run volume is pretty high. Those things were occurring. I had the opportunity to step back and look and learn police and fire mainly. I think I knew the police job pretty well. Had an opportunity I was asked to speak at a heroin event, April of 2014. And I kept wondering, why are they asking me to speak? I'm not the most empathetic guy in this issue. Because I always reflect back again, thinking of the secondary victimization, the families that are destroyed, the neighborhoods that are destroyed by the burglaries and the break-ins and the car break-ins and the robberies and all the things that happen because of this disease. I want to know, what the heck am I going to do here? And I happened to be the last speaker at this event at a local hospital. We had the coroner, had a local representative, had somebody from the Ohio Attorney General's office speaking on this issue, and luckily I was last. Because I kind of was listening as the night went on, and I got to the end, and I walked up, because we had taken on an issue of domestic violence. Because we looked at our homicides, and we said, you know what? Homicides in our community over the last 30 years are either drug-related or they're domestic violence-related. We can do what we can about the drugs. What are we doing about domestic violence? So we opened up what we call a family justice center, one-stop shop for bringing the victims to the help that they need and moving forward. And the key in that, what clicked in my mind, is that we just did it. There's one in Toledo. There's one that was supposed to be opening up somewhere in Cuyahoga County. And there was one in Hamilton County. That was us. I think maybe that's why they asked me to come, because we are doing something. Maybe that's what they see in me, because they never really told me what they wanted me to say. So I think I get this. There's a lot of talking, and Greg said it. How many conversations have we had? How many meetings? How tired are you of sitting around thinking, we're going to talk about this again? I think I know it's a problem. We need to do something. I said, I think this is what it is it's April of 2014. It's going to be April of 2015, whether we do anything or not. What I heard here tonight is it's time to do something. So whether it's the right thing or it's perfect, you can't wait for perfect, just do something. So we went back and said, okay, put your money where your mouth is. June of that year, as I learned a little bit more, started talking with people, met Nan Franks, the CEO of Cincinnati Addiction Services, and started listening to what these folks had to say and learning the depths of this disease. Took Will and one of the command officers from the police department to Dayton, Ohio. Attorney General was putting on an event. Cuyahoga was there, the coroner's office. It was all from out the state of Ohio were there to talk about this heroin problem. There was only one fire department represented out of the whole room, and it was Will. And we're driving south on 75. I said, okay, guys, what do we think? It's a problem. Okay, it's a problem. And problem is defined in law enforcement as 2 or more incidents that occur within a community. There's an expectation that something will be done by the police department. Okay, how many heroin overdoses, heroin-related crimes have to occur before it's defined as a problem? I felt pretty stupid, to be honest with you. I felt like, man, you missed that one. That fastball went right by and you just didn't even see it. It says, okay, if we're a problem-solving agency, we need to problem solve. Will was open, we got to change the culture. That was the first thing, because we had the EMS runs, the Narcan saves, the crime had we were numb to it, just like you guys get. Like, this isn't going to stop. That's when we started. What can we do? And learning what's happening over time is that you don't know what to do. The families don't know what to do. The research, what do you do? If you have an overdose, what happens? They pick out their phone and they type in addiction or overdose. And so who's there at that time of need? Who's available to that family when this occurs? It's usually two folks in blue, and they're wearing badges on their chest, and they're representing what people believe to be help. So we started just as simply as that, trying to do something, getting involved, being the one that set the direction rather than the ones that have it set for us. And we just started.